Hello. Camera on. Recording.
So, turns out I'm a bit of an idiot. I noticed last week or the week before, basically when I posted the last video, I was reviewing it on YouTube and I was like, holy crap, that looks like shit. I didn't notice when I was editing it because I keep my editor preview window pane thingy at relatively low resolution, just because it eats up a lot of resources otherwise. And I didn't realize just how awful it really looked. And come to find out that I had the camera set at 720, 60 frames per second, and the editor is outputting to 1080 at 30 frames per second, which is bad in two ways. First off, you lose half your information because of, hey, you're running at half the frame rate, and upscaling from 720 to 1080 really doesn't look all that good, especially when the actual screen, you know, your YouTube screen stays the same size. What you end up with is slightly blurrier, just kind of crappy looking video. It just doesn't work, you know. It dawned on me that apparently I've been doing that a while. I don't know when or why I set the camera to 720, but it did. Probably for when I was riding the Blue Ridge, I wanted to maximize the video card space, but that doesn't explain why I set it for 60 frames per second, because 720 at 60 frames per second uses roughly the same amount of space as 1080 at 30. They're not exactly the same, but they're pretty close. In other words, there's not much savings. In fact, the 720/60 might actually be higher. But anyway, I have changed that, and hopefully looks better. I noticed yesterday when I did a couple of videos yesterday, and they came out really, really bad, and I was just like, oh, fantastic. And one of the things that I was talking about was a bad idea, well, good idea that I had that was misinformed. The main reason why I have this camera is as a dash camera. After, whoa, a little sharper than expected. After the wreck where the dude turned in front of me, I decided I was going to try to record everything. And I've gone through several cameras since making that decision, basically looking for something that can keep up. The Senna does great. However, the Senna is a Swiss Army knife. The 10C is, in that it does a whole bunch of different things, and it does a few of them very, very well. It's a wonderful HD intercom. It's also a pretty good little Bluetooth music player thingy. It's not the greatest camera. It's good, but it's not the greatest, because that's not really its primary function. Because it does so many different things, it's like a jack of all trades, right? I'm sure you've heard the saying, a jack of all trades, a master of none. I don't know where to go. I guess left. I'm trying to go there. So, yeah, let's go this way. Actually, I think if I turned there, it would have taken me there too. The jack of all trades, master of none, basically means you do a lot of things fairly well. You're not really good at any of them. You're not exceptional. Because, you know, and what it boils down to with the electronics, when you have something like that, they can be kind of fragile and finicky. You know, look at your phone and how often your phone does things you don't necessarily want it to do. This camera is the same way, and I've had a couple of problems with it. You know, the battery life is terrible, and every now and then it'll just stop recording, and it's because I didn't do something. It's always been my fault, but, you know, I forgot to clean off the memory card. I didn't charge it properly, because even though it's plugged in, it won't charge while it's plugged in and running. It will just draw power off the line. So the batteries, as far as I can tell, don't actually gain charge like this, which means if I start the day with a low battery, it won't get any better, and it could actually get worse. And you know, I've had like, I've started rides and had it, oh, the battery's dead. I'm like, well, shit. I can ride without it, but it makes me nervous, and it's not that I really think something's gonna happen, but you know, it has become a safety net of sorts, and it's like, well, what if something does happen, you know? It's just another little distraction, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm constantly kind of worried about the damn camera. So, all that to say, I bought a different camera setup, which you've probably noticed by now. Sure, I'll turn left. Okay. What road is this?
Recording stopped. Goodbye.